Hello, Atlantia.
Whole lot, Lantia.
So I hope everyone's enjoyed the long weekend, if you got one, and celebrated whatever it is you were going to celebrate. For us, we were took the opportunity to go up to the mountains and spend some time with, part of the family. So that was a lot of fun. And now we're back to get you up to date on some exciting SCA stuff that's happened over the weekend and get set up for the second quarter of the current year. So we'll be looking at what's going on in April, May, and June. So why don't you talk about what the board of directors exciting news they've given us?
All right, so many of you may have seen the board of directors decision that came out just last week to officially reopen the SCA for in-person events effective June 1st. There are some restrictions, or some guidelines or requirements that have to go along with that. And that is masks at all times for anyone over the age of 4, except when you are actually eating and drinking. And that includes masks for court, masks at all times. Social distancing, those rules are still in effect. There are no feasts, food, or day board to be provided as part of the event. No shared food, no shared water, no water bearing, nothing like that. There's no overnight camping. All events require pre-registration, and there is a limit of 150 people per event. And all of that, on top of all of that, is you must obey your local, state, and governmental regulations. So if there's a conflict, you've got to obey your state regulations.
As well as kingdom regulations.
As well as our kingdom guidelines about reopening, our kingdom policies on reopening. So a lot of things to take into effect, but it's very cheering to know that come June 1st, we're going to be able to see people in person.
So it's a start.
It is a start.
And part of what we, although it hasn't been specifically said, but the implication is clear, is that the number will start ramping up as the conditions in the country allow. Some parts of the SCA are already doing more than that, but it's in a different continent than us. But for us in North America, this is a good starting point, and feels great to be able to talk about getting back together.
And here in Atlantia, every barony, Canton Shire is open at phase 0. So there's nobody closed anymore in Atlantia.
It's the first time that's happened since
it's been a while.
Yeah, I hate to say how long. But anyway, so great news. So we want to take a minute and review our calendar with everybody. So we're going to look at this, what we have going on through April, through the end of June. And got a lot of activities going on. April 10th, we have a virtual court that will be on, and that's
It's Valencia Court at Castel de Zativa.
Okay. Then April 17th, we have another virtual court.
We do have a court, and that is Asturias Court at Castel de Salas.
There's no way I'm saying that one. Okay, then the exciting is May 1st, and May 1st is a combination of virtual event, combination invitation event. We got a variance from the board of directors, as I think most of you know, to hold Crown Tournament, and we're going to hold it. We have a strict variance that tells us the rules in which we can have it by. We reviewed those rules with the contestants of Crown on Saturday, and His Grace Christoph is putting together his staff for doing university. We've had lots of people send in mail to us volunteering to do jobs, and we will get back to you by the end of this week on how we're filling the slots for those jobs. This event's going to be a day event only. It's only going to be for the participants of Crown, as well as the officers who have to be there by Kingdom Law, as well as the minimal staff to run it. There'll be no feast, no provided amenities. It's going to be on the traditional WOW site. David and Susie have been very, very good working with us, so we really appreciate that from them. And it'll be start at 9 and be done at 5, and we intend to videotape the entire, maybe not videotape, but we intend to record all of Crown and put it out on YouTube. We intend to live stream the finals as well as the investiture of the Prince and Princess. And then we'll record court after that and have that up on YouTube for afterwards. The site has a little bit of limitations when it comes to Wi-Fi. So we're making do and kind of picking what we put out there and trying to do in real time versus what we do a better job of recording and then publishing. So that's May 1st. Then May 8th, we have Highland
River Melees.
Highland River Melees.
He wants to call it Highland Ford River Melees.
I do.
That's why.
Which is going to be a virtual event, of course, because it's before June. So we'll make we have some court business to do there, and we'll say hello to folks. Then May 15th, we have Bardic Wars, which is also completely virtual, but we're going to be out there supporting our Kingdom Bards as they're able to go to war, even though the rest of us can't. So I have no doubt that our champions will carry us through that. And then we have virtual Ruby Joust at the end of the month. We'll talk about June.
June is a combination of in-person and virtual events. So June 5th, it's our plan to attend Storvik Novice Tournament,
Which is an in-person event.
which is an in-person event, and we plan to be there in person.
Which will be under the 150-person rule.
That's right. That's correct. With all the other restrictions that I talked about earlier on. June 12th is university. And that is an online university, but it's also, I think, the Known World Sciences Symposium that weekend.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big day for Atlantia and the university staff that's already working with our Kingdom A&S team to pull that off along with the IT team. So it's going to be a big activity.
June 19th is the Royal Archery Tournament, and that's another in-person event, and we will be there in person.
And then to end up June is June 26th. It's going to be coronation.
Coronation.
We're gonna take the prince and princess who were successful on May 1st, and we're going to give them 2 months as prince and princess, and we're going to step down, get out of their way, and clear the runway.
They get speed training. Speed training.
So just to be clear, why are we doing it? One, we've been doing this for a long time, and to be honest, we're probably ready to see somebody else. We're okay with that, and it's eyes on it.
We are.
But we're also ready for a break ourselves. So that rain cycle will be a little bit different. So between the rain cycle that we've been on and the next rain cycle, we will then be back on schedule for normal Atlantean rain cycles. So that's going to look like they'll do Prince and Princess as from the beginning of May to the end of June. At the very end of June, they'll step up as King and Queen. So July 2021 through March 2022, they will be King and Queen. And so they'll carry that through. And then on April 1st, or the first weekend in April in 2022, will be Crown Tourney on the normal cycle for Atlantean. And hopefully we'll be in a position to do it. One thing of note, they're going to have Crown Tourney November 2021, which is the normal time for doing Crown Tourney. So that gets the Prince and Princess back on a normal cycle. And then April 1st, we'll get the King and Queen cycle back on the normal one. So
That's right.
This is the best that we and the great officers could come up with. The board has supported us on this plan. One of the reasons we're doing Crown Tourney when we are. And I think it's exciting. We're starting to look at what normal begins to look like again. So anything you want to add to that?
No, I think we're all excited. We are excited to also go to in-person events. So we're really not just the virtual event ones. We're looking forward to those too, but the in-person events too.
Yep. So call out for this week. Call out for this week is one of the dinosaurs of the SCA, Duke Patron. This is his 40th anniversary of being a knight, and wow, that goes.
Congratulations.
It takes a lot of staying power to put up with some of us for that long.
For 40 years.
Thank
yes.
you, Bertrand. You've been a great guy to hang out with, do things, and it's certainly been fun for the, I don't know, 35 years I've known you. So something like that. It's been a great time, and we're very happy to celebrate with you. Anything you got in closing?
No, we look forward to seeing you all at Valencia Court on April 10th.
So cheers, Atlantia. Have a great time, and hope the rest of your long weekend, if it is one, is good. And if it's just a normal weekend, I hope it was great, because the weather seems to be great up and down all of Atlantia today. So fabulous day. Cheers, guys.
Adios, Atlantia.